elections to the Scottish Parliament, Scotland is divided into 8 regions. Each region can contain 8 to 10 constituencies. So everyone in Scotland gets 2 votes, a constituency vote and a regional vote. There are 73 constituency seats and 56 regional seats. Combined, these return 129 MSPs to the Scottish Parliament. Constituency MSPs are elected by a first-past-the-post (FPTP) system. You simply vote for the candidate you want to win. Whoever gets the most votes wins and becomes the MSP for that constituency. It's really that simple. The regional vote, list vote or second vote, is a little more complicated, but after this you should understand it fine. It's used to select a party instead of an individual candidate. Party seats are determined by the regional votes cast. They are counted through a process called the D'Hondt system, a mathematical process to count the votes over a number of rounds. In each round, the highest scoring party is allocated a seat. There are 7 seats available, so the process lasts for 7 rounds. So, let's say there are 10 constituencies in a region. Imagine the SNP win 9 constituency seats and the Tories win 1. That's the easy part to understand. However, after that, the 7 regional list seats need to be allocated. Let's assume regional votes were cast as follows, with the SNP at 137,086, the Tories at 85,848, and the others as shown. The voting system, D'Hondt, works by dividing the party's regional vote by the number of seats they've already won, plus 1. In the previous example, the SNP won 9 constituency seats, so their regional votes will be divided by 9 plus 1, making 10. And the Tories won 1 constituency seat, so their regional votes will be divided by 1 plus 1, making 2 for round 1. This results in the following. After D'Hondt is applied, the Tories have the most votes with 42,924, and they win the first regional seat in round 1. The Tories have now won 2 seats. They have won 1 constituency seat and 1 regional seat, so their vote is now divided by 2 plus 1, making 3, for each round going forward. After D'Hondt is applied for round 2, Labour have the most votes with 38,791, so they win the second regional seat. Now that Labour have won 1 regional seat, their vote will be divided by 1 plus 1, making 2, for each future round. After calculation for round 3, the Tories again have the most votes with 28,616, so they win the third regional seat. The Tories have now won 3 seats. They have won 1 constituency seat and 2 regional seats in total, so their vote will be divided by 3 plus 1, making 4, for each round going forward. After calculations for round 4, the Tories again have the most votes with 21,462, so they win the 4th regional seat. The Tories have now won 4 seats. They have won 1 constituency seat and 3 regional seats in total, so the vote will be divided by 4 plus 1, making 5, for each future round. After D'Hondt is applied for round 5, Labour have the most votes with 19,396, so they win the 5th regional seat. Now that Labour have won 2 regional seats, their vote will be divided by 2 plus 1, making 3, for each round going forward. After D'Hondt is applied for round 6, the Lib Dems have the most votes with 18,444, so they win the 6th regional seat. Now that the Lib Dems have won a regional seat, their vote will be divided by 1 plus 1, making 2, for each future round. After counting has been completed for round 7, the Tories win 17,170 votes to secure the 7th and final regional seat. All the regional list seats have now been allocated, so let's look at the final results. The SNP would win 9 constituency seats, getting 9 MSPs, but they didn't win any regional seats. Baroness Davidson's Tories would get 5 MSPs, 1 from the constituency seat and 4 regional seats. Labour would get 2 regional seats and the Lib Dems 1 regional seat. Sadly, however, this isn't just an example. This was actually the result in North East Scotland in 2016. Unionist parties won all 7 regional seats with a combined total of 143,083 regional votes. The SNP total of 137,086 regional votes got them 0 seats. To make matters worse, this happened all across Scotland because of both votes SNP. There are 2 critical things to understand. Firstly, the SNP could have got 171,000 votes, almost 34,000 extra votes in North East Scotland, and it would have made no difference to the 2016 result. Secondly, and conversely, the SNP could have got 0 votes and it would have made no difference either. Both votes SNP just waste independence votes. The D'Hondt system stops parties doing well with the regional seats if they do well with the constituencies. In 2016, the SNP only won 4 regional seats. In 2021, the SNP are projected to do worse in the regions if they continue with both votes SNP. In the 2021 Scottish Parliament elections, the SNP, currently polling at 55%, are forecasted to sweep constituency seats across Scotland. Every independent supporter should be delighted by this. However, their success in constituencies means the SNP are projected to do even worse with both votes SNP in the regions because of the D'Hondt electoral system. Both votes SNP waste hundreds of thousands of regional independence votes across Scotland. It lets unionists, directed by Westminster bosses, to tactically vote and win nearly all the regional seats. However, it doesn't have to be like this. The ISP is a party committed fully to independence and is running on the regional list only in 2021. Let's assume in 2021 the ISP runs on the regional list only and gets 50% of the SNP's 137,086 regional votes. What would happen? As the simulation runs, using identical methodology and conditions as before, you can see that things are a little different. The ISP is taking seats from unionists. By round 7, they have won 3 regional seats. So how would this compare to 2016? Taking 2016 as the benchmark, if the ISP convinces 50% of the pro-independence voters who voted SNP in North East Scotland to vote for them in 2021, they could win 3 seats from unionist parties. That's the difference the ISP could make standing in one region. Imagine if this was to happen all over Scotland. If we look at the 2016 Scottish Parliament, we can see that although the SNP is the largest party with 63 MSPs, they do not have a majority and seem reluctant to move forward with independence, even with Green support. However, in 2021 the Scottish Parliament could look like this, with an SNP majority in itself, because they're expected to do so well in the constituencies. But the Parliament would also have an enhanced pro-independence majority because 18 ISP MSPs would be elected to push directly for independence. It would also allow independent supporters to think about this. Would you rather have British parties operating in Scotland through unionist MSPs, telling Scots that they are worthless without the benevolence of their Westminster paymasters? Or would you rather have independent MSPs standing up for Scotland's place in the world? The SNP have been leading the independence movement for nearly 86 years. Their contribution over this time, under multiple leaders and personalities, has been immense. However, the ISP represents a different independent vision for Scotland. It takes the view that the people of Scotland are sovereign under the claim of right, and that the Scottish people are represented by elected officials in the Scottish Parliament. The ISP believes that parliamentary majority speaks for the Scottish people, and not a single party, and when the Scottish Parliament speaks, its decisions must be respected in the court of international opinion.